All right, so in Pre-Approve Me, there are several different types of users. And so today we're going to go through those users, talk about how they get connected to loans, talk about notification settings, and well, let's see what else we're going to talk about. So let's go to our contacts area, guys. This is where we find our users list. So if we go to contacts on the left, you can see I can add a new user here, okay? From this, I can select what type of user I can add. So in this case, I'm a super admin, so I've got some extra stuff. But typically, you're going to see the big three. Real estate agent, helper, it's my term for processor. Now I renamed it in my system. Yours is probably going to say processor by default. Or loan officer if you're a corporate manager. So you can add any of these. Now, if you're a corporate manager, you may be able to add another corporate manager. So that's an additional role that you can add. Now, only we, Pre-Approve Me staff, can add admin. What are admin going to be able to do for you? Admin roles at your company, it's typically a non-producing role. It's going to be somebody who helps you set up integrations, and that's about it. Okay, maybe even a marketing side of your company. So if you need an admin role, let us know. It doesn't cost you guys anything to have them, but we do need to add them on our side. You can let us know over here on the lower right. Just click on that button, and then we'll add them for you. Okay. Next, let's go ahead and show you what it looks like to create one of these roles. So I'm just going to create a real estate agent. Tommy, Tom, I'm running out of new and interesting names. All right, now I'm going to create the user. Now, if you're a corporate manager and you're tied to a tree of branches, you may want to double check that you're creating it in the right company, the right branch, and you want to make sure you're connecting it to the correct user. So if you're like a support person, a processor, and you're creating real estate agents, double check that you're creating it in the right place with the right loan officer. Otherwise, you're going to create a nightmare for yourself in the future. And so I'm going to create the user. Mine looks good. And now I've got my realtor profile here, okay? This isn't a realtor profile tutorial. I just want to show you how to create a user. The same process is true for creating a loan officer. It's the same exact thing, right? New user, boom. Loan officer, processor, realtor, it's the same process. Now let's go to a loan. All right, here's my loan. Now, my users are tied to the loan through this connected users tab on the right. You can see I've got my helpers. Again, that's processors, buyer's agent team. To connect your processors, your buyer's agents, just attach them here. Now, if they don't exist today inside of your system, you can always add them. So if I went to my helpers area and they're not here, or I search their name and they're not here, you can add a new user. Okay, doing this from this interface will automatically connect the user you're creating to this loan, okay, by default. It also just creates them generally speaking in the system, but it does allow them to be connected to this loan. So here's my helper. Now, I can attach multiple, 5, 6, 7, whatever, processors, loan officer assistants, LP1, LP2, whatever you want, connect them to here. That means they're going to get notifications based on the notification settings for this role. We'll talk about that in a second, but in this case, I'm going to also attach a buyer's agent. Maybe they've even got people that help them, manage the transaction. So I'm going to go ahead and add somebody to here as on the buyer's agent team. So here's my buyer's agent team. There's one more place where notifications can come in. These aren't users. However, you may want to tie in some people to our additional recipients list down here. This is anyone that's in the transaction that you want to get notifications about the progress on your loan. So traditionally we see title insurance companies, listing agents, non-borrowing spouses, people like that, just so that they're kept in the loop. Just add their name, email, phone number, and save the changes, and they'll get the notifications as it's set up. Now let's talk about notifications for a second, just briefly, because this is not your notification settings video. In my settings, if I go to notifications down here, you can see I've got these different triggers for different types of people. Here's my processors. Here's my realtors. Here's my borrowers. If I want my processors to get emails from milestone notifications, turn it on. Okay, look at the title here. Look at the type of notification. Determine if you want it supported for that user role and for this notification type. So for conditions, do I want my processors getting them? Yes. Do I want my realtors getting them? No. It's up to you guys. Okay, sky's the limit. Just go through here and make sure this is correct for each user role, and everyone will be kept in the loop. So hopefully this helps you understand the different types of user roles inside the system. As of today, there's not any support for custom user roles. That is something we're looking to add in the future. Take care.